Hello, hi everybody. Welcome to the Blockchain Dynamics podcast. It's Sunday night.
Saturday night.
Is it Saturday night? It is. It's Saturday night here at the Blockchain Dynamics studio. This is episode 10. We're really stoked for episode 10. My name is Brandon Doge.
And I'm Juke Lee.
Yep, we're here with my main man, Juke Lee.
And Blockchain Dynamics is basically a little podcast that covers altcoin news. We try to take a lighthearted approach, and it's going to be a good time.
Yep, we have a lot of fun trading. We try not to get too serious about anything, and just kind of enjoy the ridiculous world of crypto right now.
I've been meaning to mention that our intro song is by Grammatic. The name of the song is Satoshi Nakamoto, and it's featuring Adrian Lau Probkaz. I don't know how to say his last name.
Probkaz, I think. I don't know. It's we love that intro song, so if you've been wondering where that is, that's from Grammatic. It's pretty sick.
It was a funny coincidence that it came out like a week or 5 after this began, so that was fun to find.
Yep.
I also wanted to mention that we uploaded the Blockchain Dynamics archive to SoundCloud completely now. Went and got that pro membership, so we got all that space in there. And so now you can download it or change the position of the tracks easier and stuff like that. So check that out if you would like to, soundcloud.com/blockchaindynamics.
Yep, we just want everyone to be able to get to the show as easily as possible in as many ways as possible. So we threw it up on SoundCloud.
Yeah. And I wanted to make a correction from something I said last week, which was there was a coin called Lana, and I got all excited, and I said it was similar to a coin called Nala, and then I realized that Nala coin doesn't exist, and that I was mistaking that for a coin called Neva that had come out not too long ago.
Yeah, but he was thinking of the coin Navajo that was like a tribute kind of coin that this guy made for his daughter that's actually still trading. So
Nala's the female lion from The Lion King.
Oh.
Turns out.
Nice. Well, I guess we know how that got in your brain at least.
And then we wanted to, for our 10th episode, bring back on a very special guest, Not So Fast.
Yep, we're very excited to have Not So Fast Crypto with us.
Are you there?
Hi, friends.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
Hi, Brandon Doge, Juke Lee. It's really awesome to be back on your show. I love this podcast. I'm pretty amped to talk about this stuff.
Nice.
Cool.
We're really happy to have you back, man. It was a lot of fun last time, and
Thanks. Yeah, it was.
I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah. And so kind of as because we're on our 10th episode, and that was kind of a quick 9 weeks of crypto trading and things just happening.
Yep.
We thought we'd kind of reflect back on the 9 episodes so far, and we gathered a few statistics to kind of help us think about just exactly how maybe much is happening, or how often things survive this long, or what's well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Like a few weeks into the show, we kind of realized like we had already covered dozens and dozens of coins, and it's almost impossible to keep up with all of them. And so we're kind of trying to keep up, trying to like build like an index of all the stuff we've covered and kind of what's happening to all these different coins. And it's really interesting stuff. We're really stoked.
And the first week, we kind of really liked our first week because there was a lot of interesting coins that are somehow still alive that were launched that week. We actually covered 28 different announcements during show 1, and of that, 24 of them were new. And of those new coins, 13 of them are trading still today.
That's crazy.
And a few of
That's
those...
a good launch week.
Yeah, and a few of those were Pepe, which of course changed to Mimetic and had weird pump, and ORLY, which just was pumping this last week. Dubai, Cbit, Cygnus, which it was a pump that kind of has died. VIP, Safe Exchange Coin, which is still doing well. Eclipse on life support. Footy Cash, which is trading on Cryptopia as well. That one was with the fantasy soccer.
Yeah, first fantasy soccer.
There were a few other ones too, but those were kind of the ones that actually I remembered the names of.
I'm trying to think. I'm still holding a little bit of ORLY coin. Probably should have sold it because it's way down, but I don't know. Do you have any of these coins still Not So Fast?
I still have... The only one I still have a lot of is Dubai coin.
Oh, man. Sick choice because that's still doing really well.
Yeah, there's a lot of development going on. And again, like it has to do with just people telling me stuff that I maybe... It's somewhat of insider information, I guess, but like
it's part of the game, right?
Yeah, it is. It's just there's a lot of pretty cool development going on, and you know the country coin thing has been gotten wrong so many times. Sure. There's a bad track record for it, and that's why this is sort of a really interesting sleeper hit because it seems like they're doing it right in that part of the world, and it's getting a bunch of people in Arabic nations like into crypto when they didn't really care before. So there's a lot of cool initiatives, and there's actual real money behind it that these people have, and there's people buying Bitcoins and opening Yobit accounts when they've never traded crypto before to market buy to buy coins.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that part of it's neat. I should know a little bit more about it than I do. I hadn't really tracked it for a while, but it's been it's been good. It's been like 500 Satoshi was about the mining cost, or even less. So.
Right, I remember Dubai Coin's been a coin, like you almost don't have to keep up with it as much because it's been so solid. Like, it's only had like 1 or 2 actual dumps that were like immediately corrected for. And so, I've just been impressed by the market on Dubai ever since it launched.
Yeah, I think that's what noob money market support, buy support, looks like. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, nice. That's an interesting analysis.
And so that was about that was our first show, so 9 weeks ago.
Nice.
And then on show number 2, there was significantly less announcements, about 14 of them. All of them were new, and only 3 of those we could find that are actually even on the exchanges. Nava being one of them, the one that I mistook for a different one. Hawk, which seems it's funny because the developer said closed, right? But he's on Yobit, so it's never going to be deleted from there.
It's still there on Yobit.
It will always be there.
And then Procom, so...
Interesting list. I think Neva's pretty funny. I'm just happy that it's still there and still trading, I guess. But
yeah.
Other than that, that was a pretty quiet week.
Neva's market cap was about even with what was it, Brandon? Mimetic at this point?
No, Cygnus.
Oh, Cygnus.
So it's funny because Cygnus was super hyped, and then Neva was just a really tiny coin, and now after all this time, Cygnus is down to essentially the same price as Neva, which has basically been the same the whole time. So
just low.
Yep, exactly. Just funny. I love seeing what micro coins are doing.
Hawk might be one of those ones where the Yobit wallet's closed one day and it goes up 4,000% then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a perfect candidate for that.
Perfect candidate. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. I bet someone's got that wallet staking out there and just like rubbing their fingers together, evil smile, like, I've got him tricked. That's one of the things I love about Yobit, though. I love it when I have just these old coins that clear for no reason.
Yeah, you can set like just premium sells, and one day they'll pump because they all do. So
yep, just they each have their day. It lasts for like 6 hours, but it's glorious 6 hours. So the third week of the show, we had 22 different announcements. Let's see, 20 of them were new coins, and we had 6 of them still on exchange today. Unfed, that one was really hyped up for a little bit. Incrementum, which was like a kind of a goofy, I don't know, like a Ponzi type arrangement. That one's kind of pretty much dead.
100% pre-mine, right?
Yeah, exactly. They saved everyone power by mining it all themselves. So that was really thoughtful of them. Yeah, I know. So just thoughtful, Yeti Coin, Revenue, which is still going, Pulse, which is obviously still going, and Anarchist Anti-Litecoin. So I don't know. I don't remember mining any of these.
I don't think I did. Pulse had some cool premise. I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah, I didn't mine any of these either. I did buy a little bit of Incrementum, but it was like a super small amount just to flip, and it worked, but it wasn't really worth anything.
Nice. I bought a little Incrementum like right at the early when it looked like there was actually might be some money behind it, and then I got cold feet and sold it immediately like at the exact same price, which turned out to be a good move because it went way the fuck down after that. So week 4, we had 18 posts, and 2 of them only made it to exchange. So it just kind of goes to show how steep the odds are sometimes.
Yep. Those 2 were GameBet and Postcoin.
Postcoin we think it's a cool kind of themed cryptocurrency based around this.
I enjoyed using their forum. It's actually been down lately, and of course, tons of speculation and FUD around that. It's great to see.
Yeah, they were a cool launch though. They had a little airdrop plus a bunch of other stuff. They got me interested in it anyway, following them for a little while. And
yeah.
And I didn't get into GameBet. I don't know. Did you check out that one much?
I did.
No, me neither.
Oh, they're actually doing pretty well, but they kind of slipped by me.
That was the one where you get part of the returns from the gambling on the site for owning and holding the token.
Oh,
in the
right,
wallet.
Nice. Yeah, it was like an ownership share.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I kind of remember that now.
And I heard some good things, and then I heard some not so good things about how the betting was going. Like they laid out their terms of service, and then something happens where somebody doesn't agree with those most likely, and that type of thing.
Any kind of crypto betting, you have to like check, make sure there's an easy check to see if stuff is provably fair, right?
Right, absolutely.
It's so easy to just gloss over with like nice websites and have it not be provably fair.
That's one of my favorite things about Yobit Dice. They've just gotten away with it this whole time.
Oh yeah, they've never ever mentioned that it's totally not.
Yeah, there's just no insight to it. There's like that's a question that would never be answered. Like you could ask every day and you'd never hear back about it. It's so funny.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I've had some weird coins that like should never sell, and I sometimes wonder if it's because people like because of a dice thing and the exchange had to buy the coins, or do they just like make up those numbers off the books? Who knows?
No, I think I agree with you that happens. Like if they can pay a few BTC and buy the sell side of the book and cover somebody's winnings on the dice, then they'll do that. But if you if you just gamble and win more than they've got, then you auto lose, and that's the end of it.
That's it. That's Yobit Dice. Well, it's funny. I used to like kind of joke about Yobit was like a dice website with a exchange on the side, and obviously they've come a long way from that.
So then would the ultimate gamble be to like stack the sell side of something and then bet twice as much of that on a
dice? Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting.
That's a good idea. I should do that with Twerkcoin, dude. I have a shitload of way more Twerkcoin than anyone should have. I should try that. That'd be fun.
Wow, that might be a good way to cash out of a shitcoin, is just hope you lose it on dice and they have to buy your other sell to pay you.
That'd be funny if it was true. Yeah, that'd be amazing. For week number 5, there was 10 announcements. 3 of them are still trading today. One of them is Steam. The other one is Bill. And the third one is EDRC.
Yeah, these are all pretty interesting lists. It's like 3 polar opposite kind of coins. Steam Coin we've been hyping for a long time. And they have been just doing really well, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you ever mine Steam not so fast?
I did. No, man. I admit that week I totally missed out on that. I actually screwed up that week. I fat fingered a nice hash order and didn't realize. So I mined I put like a good third of a Bitcoin towards a rental from mining Bill. That I had,
oh wow.
Oh my God. So you must have just like spiked that must have been the whole market for a while.
I think. Oh, it was everything. It was. I was definitely like one of the top like 3 wallets on Bill, and it took me a while to realize. Fortunately, I saved a little bit of the order. I could have burned through like close to a full Bitcoin on mining Bill. So I'm glad I did. I didn't get my ROI on that one. No, that was bad.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about the amount of Bitcoin I've wasted on nice hash orders that I mean to close, and then I'm asleep, and then I wake up and it's like, what did I just mine? But that's it's all in good fun.
I love nice hash.
You can make it back. It's not usually that bad. If you made a choice to mine it in the first place, like over mining it, you can wind out of it most of the time.
Yeah, I failed to mine Steam, but Jukely kicked ass on it. I mean,
I could have done a lot better, man.
But still,
I was slow on the gun.
Yeah, but I mean, man, just that's the kind of coin where like if you actually were smart enough to put like a cloud mining on it right away or something, you could have made so much fucking money.
Very true. And then EDRC was one that is just like had the biggest fake volume on both C-Cex and Yobit this entire time.
Yeah, it's like totally owned by whoever released it, and they
like
just
over
like
100 Bitcoin volume and just
built
a
this
steady
fake
price.
market. Yeah, it's worth it's got like $1 million market cap and stuff. And
oh geez, yeah, C-Cex is classic for coins like that, so I'm not surprised.
So yeah, that's what that is. So it's kind of funny. Steam obviously is like a kind of a big modern coin. Bill Coin's just a classic old school coin, and then EDR Coin's like a kind of a modern, there's controlled market, I'll say.
Yeah.
To be polite.
Number 6, episode
6.
number 6, there was 14 announcements that we went through on Bitcoin Talk, 12 of which were new, 4 of them still trading today.
And they're not doing well. Some real winners this week. Devil Coin, that's 0 Satoshi on Yobit currently. Xavier Coin, also at 0 Satoshi. Pink Panther Coin, Pink X on Yobit. You'll be surprised to hear it's also at 0 Satoshi. And then a coin called Sun Wukong, which is just, I think it's on Nova Exchange, but
There is a tiny bit of volume on Nova.
There's basically nothing going on.
I didn't even know it was. I mined the crap out of Sun Wukong and have like I might have all of or most of it.
You should get a.
It looks like there was a 0.143 volume today.
You should put some really high bids on Nova Exchange.
I think I'll send him over there. Devil Coin was actually pretty awesome. I was talking about this with someone else. I can't remember who, but I think all the crappy like zero sat releases that week were done by the same dev.
Yeah, they seemed all so similar.
Yep.
Yeah, they seemed really similar. And Devil Coin was the first one, so I mined a bunch of it, but because it got abandoned for the newer ones so quickly, I was able to mine it at sub 1 Satoshi for a long time, like for a little over a week, and then just sell it 2 or 3 or like at first like 5 or 6. So it was actually really good for and not a major size play, but like it was kind of printing a tiny amounts of money for rentals, which is never a bad thing, right?
Yeah, sometimes with a coin like that, that's all it can be.
Yeah, I milked it for a bit, and that's all it was. But yeah. I don't know how well the other ones worked out. That Pink X was they tried to call it Pink Coin, and they didn't do their research because
right.
Pink Coin's still going strong. So.
Yeah, it's actually still on Poloniex. The original Pink Coin is, so it's like, come on, guys, lazy.
And that was a giant pre-mine one too, if I recall correctly. Just a massive. Episode 7.
On to episode 7.
14 announcements. 10 new coins, 4 are still trading.
So yeah, as we can see, usually a little over. It seems like a little under half of the coins, I guess, end up on the market so far. But Darklist is one of them.
Listed this week.
Yeah, it just got listed this week. It's basically has nothing in common with Lisk as far as I can tell, except for the name.
Right.
But they are trading, so good on them. Bullcoin, which is just kind of on Nova X right now, it's looking pretty weak, I guess.
Number 7
coin, that's been surprisingly strong. I don't know.
It definitely had some volume for a bit there. I don't know what to expect with it, but.
And the Creed coin is that one that we kind of make fun of because it was an airdrop that got like claimed instantly, so it's hard to say.
That one's been getting a lot of bot action too on Yobit.
But yeah, it's been lighting up Yobit the whole time. So
I don't think quite a lot.
I don't think I managed to get in on any of these coins.
I got a lot of the Creed.
Did you get the airdrop?
I did.
Oh, nice.
I got it
nice job,
a bunch of times, actually.
Oh, wow, nice. That seemed
Good
like from the thread that it was so hard to get.
Yeah, that's partly the fault of like people who may have figured out the technique. The person who runs those, I may as well spill it, but he had a coin called like, I think just the ticker was ALT, and he ran an airdrop, but then he abandoned the coin. But he ran the airdrop for Light Cred, LTCR, if you remember it.
Oh, definitely.
And he didn't disable the ability for you to, or he didn't blacklist VPN IPs. So you could kind of, if you have a VPN, you could just switch IPs and reclaim it. So I hope he will do this now. It's just more like, you should make your airdrop VPN proof,
right,
and do a little bit of research to do that. But yeah, I'm still sitting on a bunch of LTCR. I haven't dumped it. I kind of want somebody to pump it eventually on Yobit, but but it was all free. Like I didn't buy it.
Right, nice.
Yeah,
I like that. It's like there was like a run for a while when right after I think it was Sling Coin or something.
Oh yeah.
Came out with the master nodes. It was like high pos master nodes. And right after those came out, they kind of had a run of coins where all the developers were like, oh, I can just make a coin that's high pos master node, insta-mine it, and then just get that instant master node, instant stake or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think it's like the same thing with the airdrop. They're like, oh, well, we can play the airdrop this way, and we'll get away with it for a while at least or whatever. But it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Week number 8, 17 announcements covered, 14 new coins, 5 of which are trading. Mcash. What's that at, Brando?
That's at 0 Litoshi. That got sold down below nothing on the Litoshi market on Nova Exchange, which is the coolest market that's out there right now, I think.
Yeah.
Clint.
Yep, that another one of those Trump coin clones.
CCB.
Yep, this was the Crypto Club coin. This one's doing really well at 0 Satoshi as well.
ESP.
Espers, which is a pretty badass coin as far as I'm concerned so far.
Yeah, I love it.
And then XNG.
Yeah, I don't remember what XNG stands for, but it's not doing very. Oh, it's Enigma. Enigma.
Oh, nice. Yeah, out of these, Espers is the only one I've been participating in.
Pretty much the other ones are all not doing well. Clint, I guess, had a good run for what it was, but yep, that's it.
Yeah, there's too much other political stuff, political coins going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a little bit of a saturated market right now, guys. But
Yeah.
I bet they're just gonna keep releasing them right up to the election at least.
Well, nobody really has like a what is it, like a twist or nothing
Yeah,
special
exactly.
from anyone else except for the names. So
Yeah, exactly.
there's nothing to happen. Nothing to
Yeah.
happen there.
Well, still fun stuff.
But Espers is really cool just because that Litoshi market was really strong looking, and Nova Exchange. I don't know exactly if that is like a crypto coders exchange or if they're just really embracing the Espers thing.
Right.
But having the Espers base pairs is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they must have worked it out with the David, the guy who runs Nova. He's one of the ORLY coin developers, which is why that coin has
base pair as well.
a bunch of base pairs there too. And ORLY was like, it was well marketed, but it didn't have much more than that. But it's pretty old now, and I think the exchange is what's going to bring them back. It's one of their attempts to, I guess, bring them back towards relevance. I don't know.
That's cool.
Well, I mean, I like Nova Exchange so far. I can't.
Yeah, me too.
Can't register any negatives on it.
Yeah, it's working so far.
Oh yeah.
And then there was last week,
Yep,
week number
last
9.
Week, boom, we're blasting through the weeks.
And that was there was 18 announcements we went through. 13 of them were new coins, and 5 of those are already trading.
Yep. We had Acid Coin, Bomb Coin, Trap Coin, which was it's kind of funny.
Spliff rename, I guess.
Yeah, it was like a rename of Spliff Coin, but then it got listed on Yobit as Trap Coin. This one, it's pretty funny because I saw a bunch of these, so I was pretty happy to see this. But
A hostile naming takeover, perhaps?
yeah, exactly. He just the Spliff Coin wallet still works. Like you can still send your Spliff Coin directly to Yobit, and they'll show up as Trap Coin. So it's funny. It's just like he declared that this is what the name was, and then paid the Yobit listing fee. So
That's very funny.
And you had some of those laying around, Brando.
yeah. I sold a few today, and I've got a fair amount left. I mined a bunch of them at launch when it was Spliff Coin, and then it never ended up really trading anywhere, and I was kind of disappointed. But sometimes you just gotta wait. Eventually, it'll show up on Yobit.
Yeah, your day came. Good job.
Yeah, exactly. Classic. So.
And then there was Troll Token,
Yep, I mined a few of those just with
which
my
we
miner.
thought was looking pretty good for ASIC mining.
And I haven't sold them yet, but we'll see. We'll see what happens to it.
And then Billary, another presidential candidacy.
Another presidential coin, and seems like a lot of these coins quieted down this week. A lot of the novelty coins and stuff just kind of went quiet. It feels like Trump coin is way down, and it just seems like people are maybe over it a little bit.
About time.
Once the race tightens up for the presidency, I'm sure there'll be action again. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that
big
does
time
make
with,
sense.
with
Yeah, they
whoever
can
it is.
play
Yep.
off of that easily.
It might be another round of the same name but with new coins too. Just somebody
You know
like, all
what?
right, here's Hillary Clinton coin again. Here's Donald Trump coin again.
I think you might be right.
It could totally happen. I hope it does in some ways, just because that's just what people do on Bitcoin talk.
Yeah, and no kidding, kind of that means that there's a lot of them, right? So over that entire time, total 155 coin announcements covered, 127 new coins, 45 of which are trading today.
Yep, so really interesting numbers, in my opinion. 127 new coins in 9 weeks.
Yep.
And then just 45 of them still trading. And then to get kind of further into it, of those 45, 26 of them are still active. And that's a pretty loose definition. That basically means like 1 trade per day or 1 post in Bitcoin talk per day or something like that. Just like any little bit of activity. Another 15 of them are basically either abandoned or at 0 Satoshi or on life support, which essentially for us means like nobody's trading them, but they still exist. Like you could still fire up the wallet or whatever. And so, yeah, really, really interesting numbers. It's kind of, when you're trying to mine these things in the dark, you never know like what you can expect.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun to know like, about 1/3 of the shit you mine, if you mine everything, about 1/3 of it's going to make it to market, basically.
Yeah.
And that's cool. The biggest market cap of all the coins that came out is for Steam. They're killing it with a ridiculous. Let's see, I got it written down here somewhere.
15,000 bitcoins.
Yep, $6.7 million market cap for Steam.
Holy crap!
And that's like down from where it entered the market too.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Like-
quite a bit higher at
Wow.
first. Like, so that's one of the crazy things about crypto. It's like here is something that was nothing a month ago or 2 months ago, and now it's a $7 million market. Like what? Sick.
And then the second biggest one is SEC.
Yep, Safe Exchange Coin. I'm a little surprised about this, but also, I mean, I think it's cool. It just shows how powerful the Safe Network universe is right now.
Yeah.
They have a 2,500 Bitcoin market cap, and that's about $1.1 million USD.
And that's significantly higher than the ICO price was still too.
Yeah, which was like 100,000 USD or something we worked out.
They said the $50,579 US raised is what it says on their crowd sale page.
And once again, that's actually down quite a bit from where it was too, but it just goes to show that even...
Oh, but we didn't know if that included all the tokens, the crowd sale portion.
right. We didn't... That's true. We still don't
Yeah.
know that. But so good job for Safe Exchange Coin, honestly. They're
Yeah.
killing it. I do
Yeah,
have...
that developer's good. That developer's amazing. I don't have any. I kind of missed the party on that and was
Yeah.
waiting for a pullback that never really came. It's just, it's a strong developer who knows what he's talking about, and so I guess like there's just no kind of
Yeah.
FUD available for it because everybody that plays coins like that is kind of too dumb to stack up against a solid developer. So
And
Right.
it seems like now I'm thinking...
It's getting
I was looking
close,
at it
seems
today.
like.
It might be the time. It's kind of at a local low right now, so I'm watching it. Like if I see one of those, you know...
I've been like slowly. I entered it. I got in there like twice as it was going down, and then it went up, and I felt like, oh shoot, it's actually going to go back down. So
Yeah.
I sold for a tiny profit, and I was
Nice.
glad I did because it continued the path down for that part. So it's like, there hasn't been a great spot to get in yet. It's hard to say.
Except for the IPO, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
That
good
would've
for
been
those
sweet.
people, I guess. So, yeah, really awesome for Safe Exchange Coin. One caveat, the actual second place market cap is that EDR coin, that C-Cex kind of sketchy coin. That actually has a 3 million market cap. So that just that shows you the power of what you can do if you own an entire blockchain. You can put it on a market, you can price it for whatever you want. So that's
It's pretty
EDR.
amazing.
Yep.
I wish that somebody would like talk about that someday. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Come clean.
I would love to know what the economics of something like that are. Like
Yeah.
how many people do they get in? How are they able to get the money back out of them? Like,
It's really
It's-
weird.
yeah, it's interesting.
yeah, well, valuation, it's weird. Like startup companies do it too, right? They'll
Totally.
issue 1 million shares, and then they'll sell like one share for $1,000 and say
Yep.
they have $1 billion market cap.
Yep, totally.
And,
Yeah.
That's not the right way to do it. I mean, there's not much of a market for those shares, but if they want to promote themselves in that fashion, then
Yeah.
they're not wrong by some definitions of market cap. But
Yeah, seriously.
Right. Yeah, and people should just be aware, I suppose. It's weird that you see some people support this stuff so hard in the troll boxes. I suppose that's because they're trolling, but
Yeah.
or they're in on it. But
yeah.
usually it's just it's people that just get caught up.
Yeah, maybe they just bought a little bit. Wish
People,
it would go up.
there's
and,
like
yeah.
an emotional component that happens sometimes when you buy a coin and you start to root for it or whatever, you know.
Mm.
And especially if you're like, I think for newer traders, that's a much bigger factor than once
Oh,
you've
definitely.
once you've traded 500
Yeah.
coins, you're like, oh, buy, sell, whatever.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, get really caught up in the coins, and that can be fun for people. So I can't like.
True.
That's that can be, and a lot of the people who get really into it like that end up being huge contributors, like we saw in Blackcoin community and Dogecoin communities and stuff.
That's true.
yeah, that's right.
So let's see. That's the second biggest market cap, Safe Exchange Coin or EDR, if you want to, depending on how you want to look at it. The third place market cap since we started doing the podcast is GameBet, and that's significantly lower than the previous ones. Those were in the millions. GameBet is just at 110,000. So it kind of shows the difference in scale there between
Yeah.
the huge tier altcoins and the smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still a 240 Bitcoin market cap, and that is really quite large.
Following right behind that is Dubai Coin.
Yep, Dubai Coin, we talk about it a lot. Talked about it earlier, one of my favorites. It's at 150 Bitcoin market cap, and that's about $70,000, so they're killing it.
Yeah.
And fifth place, this is a little surprising, but it's a meme. Memetic is still holding out there. They have the 80 Bitcoin market cap, and 36,000 USD.
Yeah,
And we all
that is surprising. It kind of felt like that got dumped, but then
that's still it's still doing fine. And if those developers want to stick it out, it could feasibly do well from here.
I checked the thread and people were still posting in it too.
Nice.
So there's like some liveliness.
So
Yeah, there's some groups behind it. I think that they're not done with it. They want to promote it with price action and drag in some new people in the way that Dogecoin had it sort of happen. Well, they want to artificially recreate the excitement of Dogecoin with it. So
right. Well, that's a tough sell, but good luck.
Yeah, it's a tough sell, but if they work hard enough,
it can happen.
And I think something like that is really dependent on what the overall market conditions will be like. If you try to do something like that this week, like earlier in the week when everything was kind of in free fall, you try to pump into that, you might get crushed. But you wait a couple more weeks until Ethereum, if Ethereum bounces back another 400,000 or 500,000 Satoshi, you're gonna start to see, I think, more of these little coins pumping again.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. Those are the top 5 coins that came out. Of the 26 active coins since we started the show, only 7 of them have market caps above 20 Bitcoin. So it just shows that most of the coins, even the ones that trade, never get over even a $10,000 market cap.
Yep, I think that's a pretty big threshold for. It seems like it's hard to get past that for some reason,
but
for some chains.
I mean, I thrive on these like little mini chains, these under 20s. So I love those coins probably more than any of them.
Yep. And some of the small ones can stick around too, like we've seen.
Yep, definitely.
There's just so much upside potential if somebody's working on it and they don't hit it big right away, but it's not a deterrent, I guess. It's worth getting in as long as there's some kind of marketplace to trade if you still want to get in, if like the developer generates some kind of interest or continues with some kind of work, then those small caps, there's lots of hunting for old kind of diamonds in the rough rather than just waiting on new launches these days.
Yep, I agree.
And that's what those are.
There you have it. So that's pretty much that gives you that's kind of the end of our grand tour of the past 2 months in crypto. The biggest IPO that's actually been released was Safe Exchange Coin. They have the 2,500 Bitcoin market cap right now, obviously doing huge. And there were a few huge IPO announcements, like Coin.
Yep, they collected a lot of money.
But they haven't released yet, so it's hard to...
Coming at this next month or so, it sounds like.
Yep.
If things go well.
Yeah, they don't count yet.
Yep, exactly. They're off the books. Yet. They're off the books, but we'll see. We chose not to count the Yobit Lisk token. I guess we could.
No, that's...
That's a valuable commodity is what it is.
Yeah, new lows for Yobit on that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
But man, it's been a really fun 2 months. We've been having tons of fun trading all these coins, and it's just it's gonna be really fun to keep track of all these numbers as we go forward and just see.
We were thinking it'd be great to have a nice little blockchain dynamics award show at the end of the year. Maybe give out some hilarious awards.
Yeah, the world's greatest shitcoin of the year award.
That's a great idea.
So so you guys can look forward to that.
And I guess we'll roll straight into the new posts that occurred on Bitcoin Talk this week.
Yep, as always, we're gonna cover the last week in crypto. There's as per usual, a bunch of different launches, some weird trends this week, and I guess we'll just get into it. The first post was the GrowCoin relaunch. Do you know anything about this, Juke?
Well, I only know what I read here, and essentially they're starting from scratch with a new chain. There's a swap fund included in that chain, and then they're also going to have proof of work on there, and it looked like there was a ICO as well to me.
They're running the gamut here. The coin triathlon.
Yep.
Yeah, they're coming at it from every angle. Actually, I don't know if you guys know Crypto Juggalo. He's a really good, really shrewd miner who tracks everything very, very to the letter. And
Nice.
he made GrowCoin as his mining pick, and I think he got a really great entry that just by mining, because there was so much sort of confusion in it happening through those 3 different avenues. I can't look back and see, but he got it under ICO price. I'm almost certain.
Cool. Yeah, and we noticed Crypto Juggalo on Twitter sometimes, so shout out to Crypto Juggalo.
Yep. Yeah, it's a hilarious name. So
He's got major skills.
everyone's got to have. I like that everyone on Twitter has to have like a funny theme. It cracks me up.
Yeah, well, he actually is a juggalo in real life, but he's like he's a
Nice.
brilliant, like, also PhD. Like he's not what you think of when. So he definitely changed my mind and gave me a second look at that whole fandom or scene.
Nice, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, GrowCoin, it's back on Yobit. I don't think it was ever on Yobit before, I guess, but they did this move that's really common now, where they'll relaunch or revive a coin and then just pony up for the Yobit listing.
Is it on Yobit?
Yeah, totally. It's 5,000 Satoshi bids right now.
Oh, really? On the new thread, it says that they're still waiting for exchanges. So I wonder if that's like that old one still that maybe would need to be swapped at this point, or how that's working.
I thought this post was recently. Yeah, the post is from yesterday.
Huh.
From
Cool.
Yobit. Yep.
Nice.
So
They
there
probably
it
just
is.
haven't updated the OP then.
Yep, Yobitting away. So good for them. And I think it's a smart move if you can accumulate a coin that you know is just dead, and then kind of like what you were saying. What crypto? What is his name?
Juggalo.
No, who does the Yobit? Does all the Yobit low buys?
Oh.
I think.
Grand West.
Yeah, Grand West. I think if you just do that move especially with relaunch coins, you can just relaunch it, and then you pay for the Yobit listing, and then you can just set a new price that's 10 times higher than it was before, and you'll get your money back out.
Yeah.
So that's a badass strategy. I respect people going for it.
Yeah, it's risky, but if you know what you're doing, willing to roll that 0.1 BTC at Yobit and have them list it. I've tried to do it, and my Bitcoin just sat there like he wouldn't.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a dice roll.
I suppose the other part to mention on this GrowCoin is that they are having a grow shop that they're going to try to run related to the coin. So that is a big industry if they can attract customers. Then, but I've never understood personally why businesses would need individual blockchains to take in money still.
It doesn't make a lot of sense because
accept Bitcoin,
it's a layer of obfuscation that nobody wants. Nobody wants to buy Bitcoin and then buy GrowCoin and then send GrowCoin to
unless you get a killer
the
deal,
GrowCoin
I
people.
suppose.
And then what are they going to do with it? They have to sell it for Bitcoin to sell it for money if they actually want to buy, keep their shelves stocked or whatever. So it's like, it
really only works with like high margin businesses where you can take that hit and grow the market around the currency by giving up a bit of margin, but there aren't many businesses like that.
Right. So we'll see what they do with it. We'll see how far they take it.
Doesn't mean it couldn't be a great coin, though. Man, we've seen a ton of good marijuana coins in the past.
Yeah, totally. It's a great theme.
Platinum Bar was up next.
Yep, Platinum Bar. This coin came out.
I mined this one a little bit.
Yep, me too. I was just like kind of bored when it came out. And I was like, oh, it's time to mine. I'll mine something. So I mined some Platinum Bar.
Yeah, you guys made a good choice. I kind of know. I was given the heads up by the developer before the launch, and I think the way this one's going to go is they're going to keep things fairly quiet until the end of proof of work around block 18,000. So it's kicking around at block, I think, close to 7,000 right now, and they have a few. I think they're trying to make it like a value holding coin for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I just was told by someone, you should mine this and hang on to it for a while.
Nice.
So it may be worth it. I don't know how what level of truth there is to that, but I've been it's the staking has been working pretty well, and I think the premise for mining early has been good because the proof of stake rate has been stealing a lot of the proof of work blocks, so it's going to be well under 100,000 coins at the end of it. So if there's decent technology or value premise attached to that, then there could be a really good rate of return on it. And for the first run of it, I think my break even was 29,000 Satoshi for that. Nice. So it's gone down a bit, but if it ends up being like running a bit of demand on there, I mean, I'm pretty confident that it'll go above.
I ran a nice hash on it for like 3 days. I kind of one of those ones I forgot about, honestly, but I came out with 27,000 Satoshi on the break even, so I think that's probably,
good job.
Yep, I think that's probably about close to where the bar is going to be for most people, which that puts it at 27 Bitcoin market cap at the end of proof of work. So that's
it'll
pretty.
Actually be less than that because there's definitely last I checked, proof of stake was stealing at least a third of the blocks.
Oh, okay, so that'll be So we might see 60 to 70,000 total on that.
Yeah. The last calculation I did, it was going to be 71,000.
And I was mining at home and I learned a valuable lesson apparently, which was that I didn't know that AMD wasn't great for mining Quark until just this week. And
it's brutal for some reason.
Yeah, so it turns out that I shouldn't have been mining it, so I only really got a little bit, but that was still fun to mine it for a bit.
And they've got low supply here, but not so low that it like is annoying to interact with, so that's fine. For me, I don't know. The pre-mine is really big, which is weird, but that seems to be the theme of the week. So we'll see how it plays.
I gave the developer a heads up saying, the proof of stake stealing enough that you may be getting some blowback on that, and he said he was open to burning it back down to the 10% that he had, but I don't know, maybe running giveaways or something. We'll see how it works out.
And I'm okay with a big pre-mine.
Fun to watch.
I said it last week, like I'm fine with a large pre-mine as a way of basing a coin, but there just has to be a lot of transparency, essentially, and you don't usually get it. So we'll see what direction they go in with it.
Well, speaking of incredibly large pre-mines, the next one's called Robocoin, and this one might change your mind, Brando.
Yeah. So what were these numbers on Robocoin? They're freaking hilarious.
Let's see. That is
a 2 billion pre-mine. Yeah, just a comfortable 2 billion pre-mine out of a 2.8 billion supply. That is a good coin. So I don't know. Did you try and get any of this? I didn't even mess with this coin.
I didn't bother. Dev's me and my BFF. Okay.
Yeah.
Make yourselves rich, guys.
I'm happy that he has a BFF that he can make a coin with. I mean,
if you're gonna
cool. If you're gonna be a shitcoin developer, you don't want to do it alone.
No.
So.
No.
So it's good to have a friend.
And if I had like a script ASIC or something that I was just running, I'd buy this. But that's about it. I'm not gonna pay for it in reality.
Yep. So Robocoin, congratulations on making a shitcoin.
But it's trading on
Nova Exchange. People were complaining that the price got dumped because he gave like 1 billion coins out for bounties.
Oh, he already gave a bunch away.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
So he kept his word.
All right. So
gave him straight to the exchange.
Our next great new release in a long line of large pre-mine coins, we have GPUCoin. So this just immediately made me think of the original GPU.
Of course, yeah. How could you not?
Yeah.
That was a great, that was just a great experience for everybody. The original GPU coin. It had like 3 launches, I remember. And then I think they just took all the GPU coins and bailed.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, he literally, I remember the dev posting something about, some people had pretended to order or maybe had or whatever. They're trying to get some graphics cards with their GPU coins. And, they're going to be there on Monday. And then basically they never came back to the thread. Just one of those classic ditches.
Yeah,
that may have been before my time, actually. That was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great coin. I think it was one of the first Kekek algorithm, SHA3. Or it might have been the same.
One of the first, maybe?
I think it was the same algorithm as Max Coin.
I remember Max Coin being that.
But it was a funny coin. Just we're going to do a shop, and then we're going to take the money and run.
And so... this one didn't have a great name to start that sort of memory off with, but they claimed that they had never heard of that coin, which isn't too unbelievable. And then beyond that, what else do we know about this coin?
It's the exact same premise as the original GPU coin. They're going to have a market that you can buy GPUs with. So that's, probably, are these people really going to internationally ship a bunch of GPUs around if they get a bunch of GPU coin?
Possibility.
Well, I know they won't right now because the market cap is only half a Bitcoin, so they would have to take they would have to take the entire chain and sell that
to pay for like one
to get one GPU. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Market cap of half a Bitcoin.
Yep. So I guess if somebody wants to mess with a coin, it's just on Nova right now, and who knows how many you could actually trade at that price. But it's funny. Glad to see the GPU theme just still going on.
The next coin that was listed is Yeti Coin. And this one, haven't seen one so modest in a while, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just a person saying, like, oh, I'm a college student, I'm making a coin, what should we do? And then everyone gives them some dumb suggestions. So it's a funny thread, honestly. I would read the thread if you guys haven't. It's funny, but, not much trading or technology to be seen here, obviously. But
it's a short thread. It's 1 page. It's worth a read.
Yep, exactly. Yeti Coin. Good name, too. He really let off with a good name.
Yeah,
just like I'm going to call it Yeti Coin, and fuck you if you don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yetis are rare.
Yeah, notoriously rare.
Hard, tough. Fake, not real.
That's not fictional. That's one important facet.
The next one was, OneCoinOneWorld.
One coin, one world. This is like Hands Across America, the coin.
Yeah.
I support it. In support of One World, they have done a 60% pre-mine for one person. So that really shows their global and love for the globe.
Yeah.
It also has an airdrop, and people have kind of laughed that it has an absurd POW scheme as well.
Oh yeah, just not really worth mining. I believe it's wallet builders as well, and you can always tell because they cut and paste the info, and they have the address letters, the address letter on the third line. I think that's how you can tell that it's wallet builders.
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
Just based on like what the addresses start with and stuff.
Yeah, I mean you can usually tell once you download the wallet if you can look at the code, but just when they copy and paste from wallet builders the coin specifications for the announcement thread, like there's no reason to say what the address letters start with really,
Right.
but
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
So, yeah,
Why would anyone care?
looks like it has
Yeah.
2.8 million coins and 2,000 coins distributed by POW.
oh yeah, this is the one where there's
So
just
that's-
nothing. There's just nothing available for miners. Miners, look at this.
Please
Come
mine.
get it.
Please add
Come and
value to
get-
this shitty blockchain.
Come and get your crumbs.
So there you have it. One coin, one world. They're going to bring us all together.
We'll
certain
see
of
when we
that.
hear about that again. Layer coin,
I guess you could call this the big IPO of the week, right?
I guess.
There has to be one person trying to do a big IPO every week.
Yep.
Yeah.
The theme here is that this coin makes coins for you somehow. It just automatically spits out blockchains.
And
into
we've
the
seen
wind.
this type of thing attempted before. I don't know to what rate of success. I didn't follow any of those projects.
Uh,
Probably not successful.
Very low rate of success. I
No,
would
the
say.
last one was Build, and that was a CCX ICO scam that took me for half a Bitcoin. So
Oh, I kind of do remember that one.
yeah, I remember it. Still stings a little.
That's C-Cex bastards. Not the exchange. I love the exchange, honestly.
yeah,
but
me too.
some of the choice characters that do IPOs and
Yeah,
stuff
I
on there.
didn't participate in that one. I just remember kind of it going down.
So yeah, that's what Layercoin is saying they're gonna do, and I really meh. It's an unescorted IPO, and it's got one of my biggest red flags for an IPO, which is has a bounty for developers. Like it's like, you guys give us the money and then we'll hire the developers. It's like if you don't have developers, then maybe you're not the person who should be taking the money. Like, what is this person even
Yeah,
doing? What
once
am I
again.
paying for?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send. You're just sending somebody money, basically.
Paying for a
But
project.
we had the
organizer.
idea, so
Yeah, exactly. We had the idea for this totally unique shitcoin. So there you have it.
with a good
Layercoin.
enough idea, developers should just see the idea and just say, "Well, you have no patent on this, so I'm going to do my own."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why wouldn't the developers just run their own IPO? But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
whatever. Good for Layercoin. Have fun with that.
So
guys.
still the same. I don't think our opinions have changed on ICOs this week. Be
Yeah,
careful.
it's not yet a time to buy ICOs in my opinion.
Charged.
Charged. This is just a straight up POW coin. This had a really funny thing that made me laugh about the post. It says that the max supply is 8 billion, but then if you actually just do the math on how many coins it will mine, it's about 4 million.
Really.
Yeah, so you're never going to see the 8 billion. So I don't know if that's like if they're trying to trick people into not taking it seriously or something, but it's weird. It's a straight proof of work, which is pretty rare. I don't think there's any proof of stake. The last coin, honestly, that I saw with no proof of stake was Trump coin.
Hmm.
Huh.
So maybe this is the great successor to Trump coin. I don't know. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I didn't really get it. Once again, script. I just don't really mind script for some reason recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so popular. I always wonder about these ones that are quick launch proof of work only coins that have regularly, like some of them get insta-mined really quick and they get
Yeah.
halved down to no block reward and people leave and the difficulty gets hung up real high.
Yep.
This one seems like it's 26,250 blocks is long enough to 3-minute block time. Yeah, no, okay, that'll last forever. That'll die other ways.
I mean, yeah, it'll be dead before the chain ceases functioning, but it's hard to say what the angle is on this one, honestly. I'm always trying to figure out what the angle is on when people launch these things, and it seems like maybe somebody just wanted to make a coin.
Those are some old school like generated graphics. Like
Yeah.
those are the ones you get from like the web generated thing from like 1997.
Yeah, like a clip art. It's a clip art generator.
Yeah. That's sweet.
That's awesome with the light flare behind the
yeah.
text.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you pegged that year actually. I think that's 1997. Me is going whoa
Oh my
right
God.
now.
Yeah.
What program was that made with?
This next post is for another crowd sale on the MadeSafe network, an application N99.
It's called the N99 Safe Network.
And we're actually
platform.
going to have, this is another one by the same Daily Shala Daniel who did Safe Exchange Coin, and he's going to come on here next week and tell us about this project more, because it's a little bit complicated, and especially trying to get it right.
And if I didn't know who was involved with this and that it was a part of this kind of safe network, the new shit that's going on there, then I probably wouldn't be interested in it at all. But if this is probably the first IPO in weeks that I actually might be interested in. So
But it's kind of interesting. Like, broadly, what I can tell you about it is that it's about the gamification of art, and so part of their concept is that people would essentially play some sort of game while they earn these seeds, and then the seeds they can use to unlock content from people. Like, we could put the Blockchain Dynamics show on there, for example,
right.
and then we would receive seeds for people to listen to it.
So kind of getting into the content creator platform angle that Steam is really attacking too, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like there's some of this coming on now.
But they're doing it from the safe network side, so I don't know. I'm excited about it. I guess I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
It'll be fun to learn more
Yeah.
about directly from him, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I will listen to that for sure.
So there you have it. Next was the Mycelium crowd sale. I didn't really understand what's going on here. Mycelium is really old. Like, are you familiar with this product? Not so fast. It's like a Bitcoin wallet or something.
Yeah, and I thought it was deprecated. Like I thought they were done with it, or are they not? Is it still under development, or?
They're saying
Yeah.
that they have tons of happy customers and that they're moving on to like a next phase in their development. But I certainly didn't use their product, so I don't know either.
And it's just weird for just to lead off with an ICO again. It's a weird choice, but
Yeah. Do you think this is even them, or do you think it's just somebody like running with the Mycelium name, hoping they don't check the altcoin thread? And
that's a good question. That is a good
Yeah.
question. I'm curious. I don't know. So who
that's
knows?
what I'd be wary of.
Yeah, maybe somebody's taking this old property of Mycelium and kind of trying to bring it back as an IPO and cash out on whoever's not aware.
But so once again, not directly another, not really a mining trading blockchain that we're totally interested in. We're just kind of being exposed to certain things. People just want Bitcoin people to invest in their stuff,
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Yeah.
Robocoin. Oh yeah, we went over him. He just re-announced, so we got to actually see it. And then
Yeah.
Redcrowcoin.
Redcrowcoin is just another big pre-mine coin. It's like a script coin too, I think. We mentioned earlier when there's that week that like Devil Coin came out and a couple other kind of similar looking coins came out.
Yeah.
I'm totally getting that same vibe from some of these pre-mine script coins this week. This is like
I
this is
am
the
too now.
fourth
The
one.
minute you said that, yeah.
This is the fourth one. It's just here's a 10% pre-mine. It's a script. It's mining. Is it going to be on Yobit?
I think crow coins have traditionally not been good. I don't. It's kind of crows are bad luck. Try to stay clear of them.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy an animal-based coin, maybe it's not. Maybe the crow's not your best choice. Like
Not for
maybe,
me.
Yeah, you want guinea pig coin or
Oh,
Try
yeah.
another bird. Hey, O'Reilly's got the owl, and
O'Reilly's.
So.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
Yeah, they've really pioneered the way for
Move towards owls.
bird-based
For
Crows are no
bird-based
good.
coins.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe seagull coin.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Red Crow. I don't really have much else to say about this one, honestly.
No, I think it came out right as I was sitting with at my computer with NiceHash open, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna hit this real.
Yes.
Oh wait, I'm not gonna hit this hard.
That's what happened when Robocoin launched, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna actually not mind this at all.
This next one was so confusing. I have no idea what they're trying to raise money for. Honestly, it was over my head. They had this. Did you check it out? The Horizoncorp Prelaunch.
I think it's tied to HC Horizoncoin.
Really?
But that's
Yeah, it is. It's like.
That's a shot in the dark. I'm not gonna.
No,
lie.
it is. It's talking about there being these assets on the Horizon network to facilitate
makes
some
sense,
type of
'cause-
trade.
Yeah, because Horizon's a Next clone or NXT
Okay.
clone.
So I think they're raising.
Yeah.
I think they're raising funds for Horizoncorp basically, and they're doing it through some sort of token on there. They call it. they talk about the big 7 here, and there's like a bunch of different units, and like I said, it's I'm not totally understanding why there's so many divisions of units and what's all happening here, but I can tell that they're raising money for the Horizoncorp.
I recommend clicking the link in this thread because it's one of the most indecipherable collections of English words that I've ever seen in my life. It's like
a astute analysis.
I recognize that these are all English words and I know what they all mean individually, but the collection of them I can't begin to
You're
process.
having trouble with it as well?
Yes.
Okay, it's not just me.
So yeah,
Here's a good sentence. That is to say, the initial value of each of the shares would, by the above proposal, come to 1 HCDN plus 1 HGMC plus 1 HGRF plus 1. Yeah, it just keeps going.
Actually,
Right.
when you put it that way, it's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you hear it out
Glad I
loud.
could clear it up for you.
Yeah.
Glad I could straighten that out.
Yeah, seriously.
So, who knows what's going on here? Maybe they should try to explain themselves. Although this is the, they just said see this, and there's some comments here, but there's not much going on. So,
let's see. Next up, we have a takeover of Vectorcoin. Vectorcoin launched on August 2015, and he called the thread VictorCoin, so I can't tell if he's changing the name to VictorCoin.
oh look, he fixed it.
Oh, it's Vectorcoin again?
Yeah.
Oh, we were really.
You were so excited to razz him.
Yeah, I really was hoping he changed it to VictorCoin, so I'm gonna operate under that assumption. No. This is funny. If you just check the Yobit on this thing, it was 1 Satoshi for months and months and months, and then he pumped it to 600 Satoshi and announced the takeover. And so it's somebody who just did the Yobit slow buy and then is trying to jam some value back into it with a rebrand.
That seems like it could be pretty accurate.
But yeah, it went from less than 1 Bitcoin market cap to a 35 Bitcoin market cap now, just at the 270 Satoshi.
And it looks like it's mining.
I don't know about that, but
It looks like it
wow.
is.
I don't think I would buy any coins from this guy. We'll see. Maybe it's just the beginning of a 1 sat to 1 million Satoshi mega climb. I don't know.
And this was the last one that was announced not long before the show.
Soulcoin.
Soulcoin.
It's got soul. Much soul.
And this it seems like lots of coins love to just put like the most basic description of what a cryptocurrency is for everyone. Just like, it's great.
This is a
It's as if
peer-to-peer.
it's the first coin that's ever launching like on this forum.
Yeah.
And so they have to educate like the very last people that need to
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah.
what a crypto is and what
In
it
case
does.
you're wondering, it's an open source global payment network. Like, okay, yeah.
Yep.
seriously.
Okay.
Mathematics secure the network. Oh.
Interesting.
No kidding, hey? No kidding.
And one of the most interesting things about this announcement is that they have substantial industry support.
Yeah. They mention that they have substantial industry support. They don't mention, the names of any of the industries or just.
Maybe it's just the crypto industry in general.
So this is a funny
Mining.
one. Really bad graphic. So I really respect their. I respect their decision to release this coin in spite of.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, like a yoga girl silhouette with another one of those 1997 lens flares inside of her.
Yeah, seriously, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's as though every Photoshop in crypto was the 1997 version.
but they've got some pools and stuff. This looks like it's one of the ones that on our big list will be maybe on the exchange somewhere, but not trading anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
If it does list,
Something
it'll probably
like
just
that.
die or something. But whatever, Soulcoin, they made it. Good
Could
for
be
them.
good.
It's
Boom,
nice
boom.
to see coin miners back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was going to
so
say next
stoked.
too. That's so true.
But I have to say, I'm a little disappointed that he came back as Nomp instead of MPOS.
Yeah, I don't like Nop as well, but I think servers were getting expensive for him, and he really
Yeah.
wanted to keep running. But this is the only way that he could really do it. I mean, mining and processing and holding everybody's coins takes a lot of processing power. So
And a lot of just customer service issues. Too,
yeah,
so.
yeah, way more.
Yeah, I totally understand his decision. I guess kind of what it means for me is that I need to probably just kind of be more on the ball on having virtual machines ready so that I can actually, because usually I like to do MPOS obviously because I don't have to download the freaking wallet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So to have to download the wallet on all these new coins means you have to have a virtual machine ready for it, which gets to be annoying sometimes, especially when so many of them, as we learned earlier, only 1 in 3 or so you're ever even gonna be able to send to a market. So
Exactly. Oh, you should look into. Have you looked into Sandboxy at all? Because that's what I use for these. It just kind of segregates any file that a particular executable writes to your machine or whatever, and it's not quite a virtual machine.
Right.
But it can't interact outside of the sandbox. So if something does end up to be contaminated, I mean, you can kind of browse the clone of your system where this thing wrote files to you, find right away and just clear the sandbox, and it can't touch anything. So it's I understand it's a little bit less safe than a virtual machine, but if you're not like clicking on every executable file that you find, then it's pretty safe. Like I've done pretty well by it so far.
Do you have a
And you can run
recommendation?
stuff right away.
A recommendation for a piece of software?
Recommendation for Sandboxy. It's like the word sandbox with IE on the end.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah. They have a free version too that you can use.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty attached to my virtual machines. I don't know if I can.
Oh yeah, virtual machines are always safer. So if you know how to use one, definitely go for it. But
well, and I have like
Sandboxy, yeah.
I worry about like I have API keys and shit. I just don't want to mess with not taking any chances.
Fair enough.
But I also think that if for literally for years, I just ran wallets like straight up on my computer before it took me a long time to actually get burned. And you can get away with it for a while. So if you're somebody that's doing that and just doesn't want to make the switch, then just fire up a sandbox and all of a sudden like 99% of your risk is gone. So yeah, I think honestly it's probably...
It would have been better to be doing that at the time than nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%
Encrypt your wallets.
better.
And then sandbox a virtual machine, and it's going to be really hard for somebody to load a Trojan on your machine and steal your stuff.
It's nice to have the peace of mind, like, oh, I can fuck around with these stupid coins and
yeah,
and just not get screwed. Like it's really, you gotta be doing something.
And so, in sort of trading news, my own trading news, I was having fun with ORLY, like I mentioned, and it was trading really hard and doing well at the beginning of the week, and then it's been dumping pretty hard ever since then. So that's been fun, interesting to watch.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I saved a little bit of ORLY, sold a lot of it in the 400 to 500 range that I was happy about, and I'm not upset about saving some too. I'll keep it around. Who knows? You never know. Some rainy Yobit day, ORLY is gonna shoot up to 1,000 again. I'm like, oh.
It was the original Yobit bot launch coin, so it's got some oomph behind it, and it probably will forever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really curious to see where they go with this one, honestly, because it took them months. They waited 2 months to put it on the freaking exchange. That wasn't an accident,
right?
So, are they really just gonna only play it for a week?
I don't know. I suppose it all just comes down to the numbers.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Totally.
But my next move is going to be to try to enter that ORLY meme contest because I seriously want the 250,000 ORLY. That'd be great.
That's a freaking sick prize.
Yeah,
that is a sick
that's
giveaway.
big. Whoa.
Yeah,
that's a sick giveaway.
And like all the entries so far suck really bad. So
what's the deadline? Do you know what the deadline is?
May 5th or 9th or something.
Shit,
like
we
that.
should totally. I mean, you probably would have a better idea than me, but.
No, man.
You shouldn't have said anything because now the competition's open.
Yeah, seriously.
you could have stealth won it.
Whatever.
Bring it on. Let's have a good competition.
Yeah, you think you got better memes than us? Well, fuck you guys, because we're gonna win.
No,
we're gonna win the 250,000. God damn it!
And then second prize is 150,000, and then third is 50. There's plenty for everyone, man.
Oh man, that's.
Oh wow.
Now I'm like actually.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'm actually stoked about this now. Okay.
My meme game's not strong, but it's strong enough to maybe come in third. So I don't know.
If you look at the ones that are there, you'll see that you could easily get.
You need to just pay Magura to have you make a meme and don't tell him what it's for.
Yeah, go on like Dodge Fiverr and get some kid to make you one. They're really good at it.
So yeah, sweet. ORLY coin, fun stuff. Price is down, but funny shit going on. So I guess pay attention to it.
It was a fun one.
Miner pools. Our old hero. He listed some coins this week.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Oh, you were thinking of coin miners.
Oh.
Yeah, but did miner pools list some too?
I think it was coin miners. I think this headline might be right.
Oh yeah.
Shit. I'm sorry for going out of order then, because I was going to ask you. Oh, what did miner pools list?
No, that was probably just me mistyping something.
That was a typo.
It was a dream, I guess.
Well, let's reminisce on miner pools for a while. This guy was,
those were great pools, man.
Yeah, man, he was
solid pools.
Yeah, he was really the Robin to OC Miners Batman back in the day, but.
I agree with that. And Coin Miners was like the I don't know. I always thought of those guys as like if one of those three guys is on you could always count on one of the three of them
to be awake.
Have pull up right away.
Yep, they would be awake,
exactly.
and they would just race to compile. And
yeah,
it got kind of bitter for a while when OC Miners started just kind of taking over just because of the way the market. And it wasn't because of the fault of anything that miner pools or coin miners didn't do. It just kind of worked out in favor of OC Miner, and. So there was a little bit of hostility there for a while, and
yeah. I think OC was the first one to go. You didn't have to create a new login for your pool.
Unified login. God, that was
unified login. So that saves so much time and headache for Do you know how many like pool logins I have? Because I was disciplined enough to like make a new password for everything and like.
I mean I have a system down, I guess, for making fucking stupid pool IDs, and I have many of them. It's a fine art form, I guess you could say.
Of course.
So yeah, having that single login was a game changer, no question about that. So yeah, we missed miner pools.
Sorry for the misdirection there.
But we're really happy that Coin Miners is back. So thanks to Scorpio, because he's a good OP. Anytime that I've had issues with any coin, he's been like there to help me right away.
Oh yeah, he was amazing. What cemented it for me was I think he dropped the table for Incognito coin, and he paid out all the miners just if you messaged him an amount that you thought you had, and he just gave it to you.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh man, this guy's upstanding.
Yeah, I remember that. I was actually involved in that situation.
Oh,
so
okay.
And
good.
he was totally straight up like that. It was sick. So
Good guy.
Scorpio, he's back. We're happy to have you back. Espers was interesting this week. We kind of talked about it a little bit, but what's going on with this Litecoin only market? When it launched, I was like, man, if this coin tries to trade against Bitcoin, it's going to be garbage. But
right,
Yep.
didn't expect it to come strong on the Litecoin market, I guess.
But now,
oftentimes it won't happen that way.
yeah, they came out guns blazing on the altcoin market on Nova Exchange, and they're trying to build what seems to be like almost like a trading community around it. So,
yeah,
and it's pretty low market cap. You calculated it right?
Yeah, I calculated it at like 1,250 Litecoins or something, around 7 Satoshi, something like
Whoa.
that.
So
that was like 10 Bitcoins, right?
that's probably like 30 Bitcoins.
Oh.
Well, no, it's probably closer to 10.
Yeah.
So
I think it's one to watch for sure. Like I was kicking around some of the economics of looking at whether a Litoshi coin has ever made it back up to a Satoshi coin.
it
But I don't think it's ever happened like in the reverse. Like it's happened from a Moon coin was like trading in Satoshis and then it traded to Litoshis. Do you guys know of any?
No.
I'm trying to remember. MintPal had a robust Litecoin exchange for a while.
Yeah.
But I can't think of any markets that actually were stuck in Litecoin and then actually reestablished themselves in Bitcoin.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna do it, I think Espers is the one because the dev is pretty on point with what he's trying to do, and just having them as a base pair at Nova.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen only good things so far from Nova. I've seen only good things so far from Espers. Like that airdrop, everybody was, a lot of people got in on that, and it seemed to run fairly, and
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of potential for this, especially since it's not stuck at one Litoshi or anything. People are buying and accumulating.
Yeah, and it's also didn't actually mine any, but I know that some people were mining with CPUs, which isn't always possible, obviously.
Yeah.
So, as long as some people that didn't normally get to mine got in on that, that's pretty sweet too, because I know how that was at the beginning.
Yeah, and actually their GPU miner came out in the last 24 hours.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
I might take a look at that tonight.
So that's
Yeah, take a look at it. I'm the Cryptominers blog. You know that blog where like all the new updates for different miners are posted.
I've ended
every so
up there
often?
sometimes through Google searches. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a Twitter or anything. They just have an RSS feed, and I find that like everything I end up reading on there, I wished I'd known about it like the day it came out, because there's always like a GPU optimized miner that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Recently, they came out with there's a miner for GPUs that mines both Ethereum and Decred at the same time.
Oh yeah, I
because
saw you
the
tweet
code is
about
different.
that. That's
yeah,
really
yeah,
amazing.
and I couldn't believe I missed that, because that's such a huge like either one of those coins is like the best thing you can turn your GPUs onto for the long term. And so to mine them both at the same time and exploit like the lack of resources that each one doesn't use, like that's freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
So I set up my Twitter to just retweet their RSS feed and like kind of credit them if I can. But
Cool.
if they ever listen to this, like set up a Twitter and do it so I don't have to take any credit or steal any. Like,
Speaking of Decred, when is Polonius going to list that?
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's freaking so past time.
I wonder why they wouldn't.
It's time.
It's time. But, okay, it's up to them.
In weird pump news, we saw a nice talking about coins that sometimes just go up on Yobit. This one is AM.
I think it's ArrowMe is the coin that this is, but we just noticed this crazy pump on Yobit, up 10,000% or whatever. This coin briefly today was at 10,000 Satoshi on Yobit, and there was an order book at 220 on T-Rex. So it was like just it's how could that possibly happen where it's 50 times more expensive on one exchange than the other?
Exactly.
And so I looked into trying to do arbitrage on this, and then I couldn't generate an address on Yobit. The wallet was like completely dead, but there was
in maintenance.
Yeah, there was 27 Bitcoins available on T-Rex below 10,000 sat. So I have to wonder if are these people just putting their orders out and pumping Yobit and hoping that people buy it on Bittrex?
And it had gone up a little bit.
We've been analyzing this a lot, and we are quite convinced that it is the people who are behind Yobit. They will lock a market of a dead coin,
right?
And they'll put the wallet in maintenance, which means the blockchain may or may not be dead, but you can't transfer your coins to arbitrage over, and then they'll just pump a coin, and the people that only live at Yobit will kind of follow that, and maybe they'll buy a bit. And because it's all the Yobit insiders or management self-buying, it really doesn't cost them a whole much, and it's just
insider fees,
a little bit of extra milking. But you can see it happening. I've got Yobit open right now. We were talking about this. Subs up 8,000%, 8,700%.
Yeah,
32 bits up 4,600%. Both of those were dead coins, and I guarantee if I try to make a deposit of any one of those, the wallet will be in maintenance, and you can't submit a ticket or anything because it's obvious what's going on.
So what's funny about this one to me is that if they're doing this funny thing with these old dead coins, that's one thing, but AM doesn't seem to be a dead coin at all. It's got an actual T-Rex market, with real volume on it.
So they could just choose to do it with any coin, basically.
So yeah, exactly. It's how far are they going to take it? Are they going to disable their ETH wallet and pump it to fucking 1 Bitcoin per ETH or something crazy? That's what I want to see, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah, they should.
That
they
would
should
be pretty neat.
Yeah, they should freaking push it as hard as they can, I guess, if they're going to play that game.
Man,
There's
weird.
probably too much other Ethereum or what certain coins. That
could be expensive.
It has to be something that there isn't much on the exchange to begin with.
Yeah, if it is the people in the exchange doing it, they're going to know which wallets don't have very many users active on them, so they're going to be able to mess with it that way. Because
sure.
I know I'm holding a few dead coins that they've certainly never tried to pump, and
oh yeah. Well, they know how much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's their cold wallets, right? They can just look at the wallet and be like, oh, what's our balance right now?
Right.
And yeah, I allege that it is them. They'll straight up make that alleged accusing.
Nice, I like it. That's a ballsy bit of alleging. I respect that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still love Yobit for what it is. I mean, they're just cementing their places. This is a Wild West, and if there's a way to manipulate it, it seems Yobit is coming up with new ways all the time.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Creative,
They will make the rules as they go.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it myself, but I chase the profit and I chase the edges like anybody else, like you guys too. And so if you figure out what's happening and you have dead coins on Yobit, you're gonna set those high bids and try and make some money on it.
And I think Yobit set some new volume records for himself this week. I saw ORLY up at 600 Bitcoin fucking volume one day this week.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so sick. So they're that's up there with T-Rex now. And I haven't seen any evidence that T-Rex actually offers volume deals or anything like that. So, the volume that they do keep on T-Rex is pretty impressive, but Yobit's definitely nipping at their heels at this point.
Well, I think you'll see Yobit attracting a bunch more just because of this stuff.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
then Bittrex with the DAO sale, they're going the opposite route and full legitimate compliance with every kind of agency that they possibly can.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And while that's going to step on some toes, long term, it's the right choice.
Yeah, big time. And they're trying to position themselves to compete with Poloniex, which is what they should do.
Absolutely.
And so that's kind of leaving a gap for what Bittrex was originally, which was the exchange that would list just about anything.
Right.
And now Yobit's swooping in there. Bittrex used to be any coin that wasn't just a virus or whatever would end up on Bittrex.
Yep.
And it was safe enough for people to do pumps on. So you saw just tons of new coin pumps on Bittrex over and over again. And now we're seeing that Bittrex is trying to go in the other direction. They're kind of in between worlds right now. And I think they're doing a good job with it, but they are, they're in between a little bit. And now Yobit is filling in that gap that's been left behind. And so we're getting, now that these pumpers are comfortable on Yobit, Like people feel safe leaving their Bitcoin there finally.
Seems like it.
And so it's just getting crazy on Yobit. It's going to continue to get crazier, I think, at least for the next little while. Especially if Ethereum starts going up again. Like, it could get bonkers. It's going to get weird.
Yeah, Bittrex is taking a lot of shit from traders. That Simpsons meme with Principal Flanders going, am I out of touch? No, it's the traders who are wrong. Because they're just not adding anything. And then when they add something, it's just like one of the
it's a featured coin
sketchy,
or whatever.
like
right.
SAR.
Yeah, well, SAR.
I shouldn't have said that, but
yeah, SAR is good. SAR is legit, but there's some other ones that they've listed that just like, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? They're just so conservative and apprehensive, and they don't really know who to listen to. The people that they do listen to, they're pretty well in touch, but like they're so worried about getting scammed and having egg on their face that.
Right. Yeah.
I get it. I get what they're trying to do. It's just frustrating to like have it as your favorite place to trade and keep whatever altcoins that you happen to keep on an exchange, and they're not really going anywhere, and you have to kind of leave if you want to watch anything happen and make some,
I pretty much feel the same way with that.
Yeah, exactly. I love trading on Bittrex, but I've spent so much time on Yobit and Poloniex. But like I said, they're in between worlds right now. They're in between.
I agree. That's a great assessment.
And so they just the thing with all exchanges is you just really have to stick it out. And so if they can keep around long enough, there's going to be opportunities like DAO and like Steam and like Decred, right? These are all areas that they've really been kicking ass, honestly, is they've been hitting these serious projects early enough that you can actually do some trading on them. So I got to give them props for that. And I think
had good safe exchange market.
Yep, and as time goes on, they might be able to start to take the lead in more markets. I commented last week that the Neos pump is mainly going down on Bittrex. Like, they have pretty low volume on Poloniex, and almost all of the price action goes down on Bittrex. And so I'm curious to see going forward, can they get more of the activity actually coming back to being centered on Bittrex the way it really a lot of the time was like a year ago.
Yeah. And we were going to talk about DAO a little bit in itself as well, which had already had $5 million raised by the time we started the podcast.
Yeah, this one's blowing up. I guess we talked about we've been trash talking IPOs for the last few weeks, and now here comes DAO just blowing through the doors of like, this it seems pretty serious.
And this idea is complicated, and it's pretty cool. It's from the same Ethereum developer. And, man, I'm not even going to attempt to explain it.
It's sort of like the new take on a corporation, I guess. And so there's a missive to be sort of, you buy in shares and you have sort of a vote as to what projects the whole thing will take on. But there's some fail safes so that it can't. The worst thing that can happen to it is like if somebody ends up controlling 51% of the shares somehow or influencing it to pay themselves the entire amount of Ethereum that's raised as capital, then the network just splits in two, and the person who tried that attack is on the side with none of the Ethereum left as to the shareholders that voted for it. And all the Ethereum stays with the now greater share gain percentage of the people who stayed legitimate. So you basically buy into the DAO and you have shares, and your Ethereum doesn't get paid to anyone. It just sits there as funding for new projects, and you can vote on which projects get taken on, and then contractors are hired, and contractors are just like, the DAO doesn't do any work itself because it's just a bunch of you or me or whoever else sitting in front of their computers. But we can all vote on who takes on the contracts and whether they get paid and how they get paid. So it might be cool to see like this run some actual funded tech, and then of course the profits get paid back to the shareholders. So it's going to be a pretty interesting. I have a feeling that the open-ended thing, they don't have a specific purpose for this yet. They're just building a platform.
Sure.
That's a big risk. But they're going to be probably looking for specific projects, so it's not quite a big risk once they land on something that could be profitable. But also, like, there's a lot of people that are going to be involved with this, and probably disproportionately voting wise as well. So you wonder whether it'll just be like too many cooks problem, like they'll never pick a project to fund, or they'll never pick anything.
Yeah, so that was a great
vetoed.
description. Thanks for that, man. That was amazing explanation.
No problem.
One part I haven't been able to be sure about is, so then related to that, could there just be a small project? Can like 2 or 3 people vote and put funding towards something small, or does it always have to be a giant consensus from the entire network?
I don't think it would have to be, but I'm not sure how that portion of it works. Like,
yeah, I wasn't either.
Yeah, that.
And the other part that I wasn't sure about was they talked about how like maybe it would be actual physical goods, like technology that could be developed through this. And the part that kind of was confused about there was at some point there's just going to have to be U.S. dollars involved in that type of production of goods at this point in time. So I didn't quite understand how the DAO would be able to fund that stuff and then also return the value back into the Ethereum blockchain. I guess that's part of the contract. If the person didn't like buy back Ethereum, then they would be eliminated as a contractor or something. I'm not
sure. I think like if you are seeking funding from the DAO, your funding is going to come as an amount of Ethereum.
Correct.
And then you have to convert that however. I wondered too, who's going to write these contracts? Like in non-crypto meat space, I'm a contractor, and like contracts are complicated, especially like something like this. I mean, are the startups going to approach the DAO knowing what kind of funding platform they are with a proposal for a contract, and then everybody's going to vote? Like, who's the expert in the team that's going to run that? I mean, I'm sure with all the Ethereum people that are on this, there's somebody, but I'd want to trust them, and I'd want to have like somebody with mastery of like the legalese involved, vetting these contracts to make sure there's no like the DAO doesn't get screwed somehow. But it seems like there's fail safes, but there may need to be some actual expertise so that shit can just happen fast. Like it doesn't get bogged down in looking over terms, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, so that should be interesting, and so it's another ICO, and people can speculate on this token too, I believe, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
So.
Yeah, it'll be tradable for sure.
So yeah, DAO. The last thing it reminds me of is Archcoin, in the sense that you want this decentralized autonomous company or whatever. We all saw, but that was that was
based
an
around
older
something
school
in particular too.
That was an older school approach. That was the blockchain 1.0 approach, and that was based around this one guy.
Archcoin could like approach the DAO and become a contractor, right? Try to
exactly. Be a company within the DAO.
Try to get a Moby move through it. That would be.
You know what? I think that would be a brilliant resurrection move
for Archcoin.
Because it could work if he couldn't get funding. That was part of what the problem was. If you believe him, he couldn't get the funding that he wanted, and there's a lot of doubt as to how far he did kick the can down the road, but this would be a way for him to get funding in.
Right.
So yeah, DAO. I mean, it's cool, and we're excited.
We'll be hearing about it again, I think.
Exactly. It's obviously one of the big ones. So maybe there is a turnaround coming on these shitty IPOs. We're actually seeing some interesting stuff out of Safe Network, interesting stuff out of DAO.
Did you guys buy DAO today?
I didn't.
Not yet.
No, I usually don't play into stuff that's this high profile, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably smart. I loaded up a bunch because I've been planning to for a while. That's why I kind of know about it. But
nice.
I don't know. It could be bad. But as
you'll
soon
probably,
as I saw that,
you'll probably be fine.
As soon as I saw that, like, you get it at a certain price and then the price increases a little bit, like that's enough of a sort of buffer to just dumping it all.
I saw that as well. Yeah.
I need to. Yeah. That I was like, okay, I'll pull the trigger on it. Sure.
Yeah.
There you have it. That's the big news for the week. We're going to move on to our next segment now. They're going to talk about new coin listings.
Okie doke.
First up, C-Cex. Our old pals have listed BoostCoin.
BoostCoin. This was an I obviously wasn't like following this one, and its listing was interesting to me. The main reason being that it was on BTCE, which seems to be like the holy grail right now of American coins to get onto the Chinese
everyone's
exchange.
hyped about BTCE. I don't know. BTC is the Russian exchange.
Is it?
That's the Russian USD Bitcoin exchange.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was Chinese for some reason. I knew it was foreign, obviously.
You're
but
thinking of BTR. I think.
Oh yeah, I always get the two mixed up too.
So yeah, that's a US.
But this one's on BTCE, and people it has a lot of volume. It's a high exchange
It's
volume.
considered
So
BTC has been considered like the highest possible location for an altcoin to go, kind of just since even back before we started getting into it, because like that's where Litecoin was, that's where Bitcoin was.
it's like Feathercoin.
Yeah,
and
Peercoin and Namecoin and stuff. So like that was kind of considered the, I don't know, like the the highest possible place you could ascend to, and apparently that sentiment still is around to a large extent because people are really stoked on BTC. But here C-Cex is adding Boost Coin, so it feels like they're just trying to round out their.
Well, yeah, and it looks like the
collection.
price went up quite a bit recently, so they probably just trying to get in on that volume.
Yep.
Probably. Was Boost Coin the first X13 coin?
I don't know.
I think it might have been.
That's an interesting idea, but that's pretty. It seems like BTC wasn't adding coins at that point, so it'd be interesting to see if they did actually.
Their their announcement is not very easy to.
Yeah, it's
They
probably
definitely are X13.
I bet you're right, dude. I bet it was the first X13.
I remember mining it and being excited and mining it with my own rigs. I think it was the first X13 coin, but
yeah, so
I could be wrong. It was
still
it
around
was forever ago. Yeah.
And they have a huge market cap for a coin that we don't hear about very often, $584,000. So it's
I think they're big in the non-English speaking market.
Yep.
What I'm seeing is that Coin was the first X13, but Boost is the biggest early X13.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, Maru Coin's the first.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's still badass. So nice to know
Cool.
the backstory there.
And on Cryptopia, they were just they finished up their little sale that they were having, and the two that ended up on there were Batcoin and Francs.
Batcoin is got to be an old coin.
And so this one's trading at like 3 Litoshi right now on that exchange.
No.
But that's actually a 65 Bitcoin market cap. So
wow.
For an old ass coin, that's pretty good. And
Oh, it looks like it's down to 1 now.
oh,
It's down to 1.
but still,
There's
no.
17 Litecoins available to buy those Batcoins. If anyone has any.
yeah, if you really want to buy 17 Litecoin, that's just on Cryptopia.
Yeah, if you have any, you could sell them at this point.
I guess they're trying to bring it
any.
back, but so there you have it. Cryptopia, pretty fun lately.
And then Francs, similar situation, really.
Yeah, really old.
Are they that old? I thought they were like just launched a few months ago.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
That was that confused me too, but that was a different.
Am I thinking of Franco?
Yeah, Franco.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, Francs I liked because it was a France-based sort of country coin without being a country coin, and they had a really, really beautiful, like, well-produced marketing video. And I thought, are they making some like inroads in France that I should know about? And they were awesome ROI for mining because the dev had a bunch of really strong buy support on Yobit for a while. So if it was the best place to point script rigs for a good like a little over a week. And I was just like mining and dumping, and then hoping.
Oh, I love it when it's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a no-brainer to sell. Like it was crazy. It was about at least 3 times your baseline script profit for normal mining. So it was fantastic for a while. And they had a portal for people with fiat currency to just buy francs directly from him, but there was some kind of foul play. And he realized, whoa, I have to do a lot more security work to keep this from being abused. So he took it offline, and I think that killed a lot of the steam and the buy support.
So yeah, you were correct. This isn't very old. It's from this year at least. It's January 2016.
It's cool to see people re-envisioning the country coin. You talked about this a bit earlier, not so fast, but like, it's like they're taking I mean, the country coin theme was unbelievably huge for a while, but nothing ever came out of it, and so now people are coming back to it, and they're like realizing that maybe there could be more to these concepts.
Well, I think in like there's language barriers to some of this, right? And so
Definitely.
we know that English is big, Russian's big, Chinese is big. Maybe the French language is a little underrepresented, and that was their sort of niche that they were trying to fill, right?
Yeah, I could see that. That's a good call, I think. So boom, Franks. That's it for our Cryptopia listings this week.
Yobit did a spattering of listings again.
Yeah. How do they do it? How do they? how do they keep so many coins listed? It's like
They listed Espers, which made no sense.
yeah.
So some people for some reason are buying it on Satoshi market. Like
That's great for whoever
makes
was
no
the first
sense, I
person to
guess.
get Espers onto the exchange and
Yeah.
could get the 1 Satoshi sell. There's 99 Bitcoins of Espers for sale at 1 Satoshi. That's
jeez,
just
silly.
Yobit's got to add a Ethereum base pair, man. They got to. I think that would be so sick.
That'd be brilliant.
But whatever.
And they added GrowCoin.
Yep. So GrowCoin back. Darklist. We talked about that. It launched like 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Nothing to do with Lisk except the name, but it's out and it's trading. High volume.
Acid Coin and Bomb Coin.
Like just a couple more blockchains.
Trapcoin, the renamed Spliff.
Yep, this is the one I'm happy about, of course, because I'm sitting on a bunch of old Spliff coin that I can now sell. So good for me.
Subscriptio.
We joked about this. This is like 10,000% gain. What's going on? Is Yobit fucking with us? We'll never know.
Bitcoin 21.
This one sounds familiar, but I don't remember it at all. But I swear the launch sounds familiar to me.
Really?
Do you know anything about Bitcoin 21? Not so fast.
I'm trying to
It's just
dredge it up, but
It doesn't ring a bell for me.
no, I think that was a clone of Bitcoin with just like 100 times the supply or something similar. Yeah, they didn't really register with me. I don't remember.
if it is a new coin, it's been out for a long ass time, I think. So
Yeah.
now they're on Yobit, I guess. So happy trading, folks. I wasn't able to calculate a market cap on all these, but I think nothing mind blowing this week that I know of.
And then Operand was the final one that was listed there as well. And that one's I don't know anything about the coin. It seems kind of like one of those controlled markets, except it's been on C-Cex for a while now with a slowly decreasing price the whole entire time. So
Yeah, I think it's a one-man show of somebody who was pretty interested in crypto right away, made his own cool currency, and then just kind of let it slide for a while.
Upper end, there you have it.
Yep.
So that's those are all the listings for this week. Kind of a not quiet week for listings, but
compared to some weeks.
Yeah, compared to some weeks, nothing coming out of the gate with like 100 Bitcoin volume, but still some interesting coins. And hey, who knows, man? Espers, that's probably the one to watch for me. Anything could happen. On this week.
Yeah. Espers is a good one, especially if you like the low market cap, like you do, man. Espers has. I'm backing it for the first Satoshi coin to make it to the Satoshi market.
Yeah.
Nice, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be a huge.
But
gift for that.
people don't buy it for a Satoshi right now.
Yeah.
Curb your
No,
bets.
don't do that.
Please buy it cheaper on
Curb your bets.
Nova Exchange or whatever.
Cool. We looked up the birthdays, and there were no 1-year birthdays this week.
Nope, this was a quiet time to be in crypto a year ago, I think.
Guess so.
This was the nadir of the summer of altcoin hangover.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
No good altcoins coming out. Even the Trojan dev went on vacation.
I think we're gonna see some of the big ones like Tron coming up soon in the 1-year birthdays, but
Yeah,
that'll be
still
fun.
sitting around. I've seen.
But anyway, not yet.
So 2 years there were a couple. GlobalBoost, which actually it turned out wasn't maybe alive anymore, but in my research of it, I found its like sister coin, which is GlobalBoost Y. So I figured I'd mention that one.
Yeah, I think it was a chain swap or something. They switched over to GlobalBoost Y later.
It didn't seem like it actually was a swap, but
Really?
Yeah, it's just I guess they moved on.
I know it
I
was.
never knew what they did. Yeah, with that was weird. I never understood.
It was just one of those coins that was there in the top volume for months and months and months, and you never quite knew why or what it was about. So, yeah, that's GlobalBoost, I guess.
The other one was
Happy birthday.
Saffron coin. Yeah, happy birthday, GlobalBoost. Although you aren't there. GlobalBoost Y, we're sorry your brother died. I don't know. Saffron coin was an interesting one to look at.
Still on Bittrex.
Yep.
2 years old. It's got a pretty freaking high market cap, 16 G's, $16,000. Peaked a lot higher, 10 to 15 times that at 278,000 USD. I know this one got a big pump 2 years ago, kind of
Right.
in the era of like Cloakcoin and stuff, where coins were
Yep.
just pumping because
The
it
market's
felt like
got an amazing pump on it.
it felt like the right thing to
Chart
do
does.
essentially. So everything just pumped, but
There's
it's
a lot of cool tech with Saffron. I think they were like one of the first. Wait, their announcement has like all the things that they were first for.
yeah, they had. I remember back at the time. I think they made a ton of just wallet innovations, like usability innovations to the wallet.
Oh yeah, look at this. First to include built-in Twitter feed. First to include built-in IRC. First to make use of WebKit tech to display fully fledged web content.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they went multi-algo mining too.
Nice.
So yeah, cool
They're
coin.
like an Indian country coin.
Oh, I didn't catch that connection. Nice.
And so for a long-term coin that's been through a pump, it's definitely on its cool down side now. That's interesting ones for me now.
So yeah, I mean, really anything is possible with a coin like this because it's done. It could be distributed in any way now.
Right.
Anything could happen to an old like successful coin like this.
And then on the so happy birthday, Saffron coin.
Yep, congrats
Happy
to you guys.
birthday.
And then we were checking out just sort of a funny coin I saw was Summercoin,
Oh, nice.
which I think I remembered maybe similarly to how you not so fast were remembering that X13 coin boost.
Oh yeah.
Because like I just remembered it coming out and just being excited to mine it because people were kind of touting how X11 was so cool on your cards, and you know that was just so great at the time.
Yeah, there's
Actually, I'm gonna blow your mind right now. Summercoin's not dead.
Oh really?
Whoa, what?
It rebranded to Summercoin 2, but then it rebranded to Navajo Coin.
Oh, are you serious?
Wow, that one got a
Yeah.
huge pump. I
Yeah.
remember that pump was
Oh.
ridiculous I didn't no idea those were even related, but I remember Navajo Coin being really high at one point, and then
I
what,
bet
I
it,
wonder what
I bet
it's
it
at
still
now.
is. Yeah, let's check it out. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's great
it hit
trivia,
about
man.
3K.
Nice.
Now it's down to about I think 1,000. It just had a resurgence, but like that dev, like he wasn't great at like explaining himself all the time, but he was really enthusiastic, and I think he's still trucking with like innovations. He has his own like anon function, and
Is it just Navcoin now?
it might be just Navcoin.
I hope they rebranded
It's still
it
on
again.
Bittrex.
That would be sick.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's cool. So they actually do get a birthday as Navajo Coin.
Yeah, they
Awesome.
just changed their name.
No,
changed
they've
their-
rebranded again to just Navcoin. So
fourth rebrand, third rebrand.
exactly, but they're doing great with a 630 Bitcoin market cap.
Oh, cool.
It's, pretty sick. So nice. $280,000.
Amazing how that can happen. Man, that was a small chain for a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yep. So there you have it.
There's some dedication.
That's our 2-year birthdays. Crazy to think that coin started out as Summer Coin and then
Yeah.
5 coins later it's Navcoin.
It'll just change names until it finds its altcoin gender identity.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually it's
Yeah.
gonna slot into the.
It'll find its
where it needs
bathroom
to.
eventually.
Nice.
So anyway,
Nice.
that's the Blockchain Dynamics show.
Boom, there we have it. Show number 10. Man, we're really stoked to have made it through 10 shows.
Yeah, good job, you guys. This is a great listen for everybody. I've heard a lot of people that enjoy your show. So
Oh,
Nice.
thanks so much, man, and
Yeah,
thanks
appreciate that.
for being here again. It's
it's
awesome.
a pleasure. I'm so honored to guest on it. I'm really glad to get the chance to talk with you guys.
Yeah, thanks to you, Not So Fast. Big thanks to everyone who's listening. We're having a great time with it. We're just gonna keep on doing shows. My name is Brandon Doge.
I'm Jukely,
This has been the Blockchain Dynamics podcast on Error by Trial Radio.
and we'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Cryptocurrency. A couple Bitcoin.